I know, it may sound silly, but one of the most difficult parts of being a professional drummer is this moment right here. Okay, so what the heck am I even talking about? The fill? The groove? As ridiculous as it sounds, I am actually just talking about that transition from not playing to suddenly playing, because that can be really difficult to get that to sound smooth and confident right from the get-go. You want it to sound like this. Now, obviously, that sounds more natural simply because I'm already playing. I'm already moving. My limbs are moving. I am locked in to the groove. I'm relaxed. I'm feeling the groove. It's a completely different thing to start from nothing and try to match that same feel right from the get-go. It takes more focus, but also relaxation at the same time. But it is very important to be able to nail that, not only because the rest of your bandmates are depending on you to lay a good foundation for them, but it's going to give you so much confidence, which is going to help you play the rest of the song. If you come in sloppy and off time, or you rush it, or the beat just feels weird and you have to figure it out, that may mess you up for so many other things that come after that. It's going to distract you. You'll miss the fills that you want to do, or they won't come out right. You'll forget that you have to switch over to the ride. Who knows what can happen? So having that really strong start, that good confidence boost right from the beginning is going to be better for everybody. So then the real question becomes, how can you actually get better at this? Well, of course, it's just going to happen organically over time and with experience as you practice regularly with a metronome and get used to being locked into that and developing your own feel. Playing with other musicians is going to be huge for that. But you can also specifically focus on that moment right there, just like anything with the drums. It just takes doing something many, many, many times to get more comfortable with it and confident. And I bring this up because this is something that I was definitely having a hard time with in my own playing. I was putting a lot of pressure on that moment, and that was creating a lot more tension around it, trying to get that perfect. But it really does take just being relaxed, but also the repetition of doing that many, many times really can help a lot. So the great thing is this really doesn't need to add a whole lot of extra time to your practice. Of course, it will technically add a little bit of time, but it doesn't need to be a specific thing that you set aside time for. What I like to do is just incorporate it into what I'm already practicing. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to do some inverted paradiddles on the pad. It's much easier to talk over that. I'm not really set up to be able to talk while I'm playing on the kit. So what I like to do is just throw in little pauses every so often while I'm playing. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So, playing along, trying to talk over your playing, which is a challenge in itself. And you're relaxed, your hands are already moving. Wait for it. So what I'm trying to do is trick myself as much as that is possible to trick yourself by just randomly throwing in breaks at different times for different lengths. And what that does, since you're already playing, if you're just kind of zoning out for a while, which is good to do, you're already moving, you're not really thinking about too much about what you're having to play. If it's something that you're pretty familiar with and you're just kind of spending some time on it, if you're playing a groove, just focusing on tightening things up a bit, then suddenly you have to pause, and that's going to reset your focus again. And you really have to think about what it is that you're playing and get that started all over again and make it feel natural and smooth. So I know that this has worked really well for me to use those little pauses to challenge myself and to reset my focus. I've always had so much stress and anxiety around getting that moment perfect. There's so much anticipation to come in. And then it takes a couple of bars to relax and settle into what you're playing. But professionally, that's not going to work. So you really need to be able to nail that confidently, not just for yourself. Having that confidence boost is amazing, but for other musicians to see that you can be dependable means you're going to get hired a lot more. So hopefully that is helpful to some of you out there. It's a simple thing. Again, it'll add a little bit of time into your practice, but not a whole lot. So thanks for watching. If you found this content to be useful, please give a thumbs up, consider subscribing. And this is kind of an experiment for me. This is really the first lesson or advice video that I'm putting out there. So I would love to hear your feedback. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. If you want to see more stuff like this, if this was good or bad, please let me know either way, but be considerate. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.